Hi friends, as always I'm super excited to see you here. If you are meeting for the first time, I'm Shankar Pandey and this is the Dr. USP channel. I host videos on media, communication, statistics and research on this channel. To stay updated with the latest on this channel, I urge you to consider subscribing to the channel. The analysis of variance test, commonly known as ANOVA, is a very important test for testing differences between three or more groups. Let's find out how to do the ANOVA test in SPSS, explained step by step. There are two parts to the ANOVA process. In the first part, we find out whether the differences between the groups are significant. And then we do a post hoc test of finding out which are the groups within which the differences are significant. We begin with the same data set that we used for t-test and for descriptive analysis in earlier videos. This is from a survey of teachers based in different cities of India, and there are 178 respondents. First column here is about the age group. If we go to the variable view, we will find out that the age group is in these three groups. 1 is young, 2 is middle and 3 is senior. So we had teachers from 22 to 56 years and we have divided them into three groups. So these are the three groups that are available here. There are quite a few variables on which they have responded. So how much time do you spend on internet every day, and many other items on the Likert scale. So we will be talking about I need to know statistics for data journalism, how they have responded to that. So that was on a 5-point Likert scale. So if we see the variable view of that, that's a scale variable and it is numeric. So we will do the ANOVA test for this. For that, there are two ways of doing the ANOVA test: analyze, compare means, one-way ANOVA. So we need to tell it what is the dependent list. So here we'll click onto this here and take it onto the dependent list here. And the factor will be the age group. So I'll just bring in the factor as the age group here. They're already defined here. And we need to provide certain options here. This one we can just leave it like that. Post hoc tests we'll do later. In options, we'll go for descriptives, we'll go for the homogeneity of variance, and we'll also draw a means plot. For missing values, we'll exclude cases analysis by analysis. Okay. So this is the output we get. This is the SPSS output. So there are 74 young teachers, as you can see here, 58 who belong to the middle age group and 46 who belong to the senior age group. And these are the means on the response to I need to know statistics for data journalism. So this is the descriptive. Homogeneity we can see here based on mean and median, it is not significant. So when we get a Levene's test which is not significant, we are assured that there is a homogeneity of variance in our sample. So that test has been satisfied. Now this is very important. This is the ANOVA output. So this is telling me that I need to know statistics for data journalism between groups is significant. So the difference between the three groups of young, middle and senior is significant. So that is very important. So this is the first test, which is also known as an omnibus test, which suggests that the ANOVA test for between group significance is actually significant, and the F value is 5.6. So we are now ready to do the post hoc test. So for that, again we'll have to do the same thing, compare means, one-way ANOVA. And here in the post hoc there are two major options. The first post hoc option assumes that there are equal variances, and the second one is about equal variance is not assumed. So SPSS provides for 18 different post hoc tests, and post hoc tests tell us which are the groups in which there is a difference of mean. If the three groups were actually similar, we would have gone for the Tukey's test. But we have seen that the three groups are not similar. In certain groups there are 74 members, in another group there is 50, and so on and so forth. So we can go for the Ben-Ferroni test. I also want to show you another one on Gabriel test as well. If equal variances were not satisfied, then we would have done one of these tests. Often we go for the Games-Howell test there. So we'll just continue. Okay. So the first few things are what we've already seen earlier, and this is important. So it is telling me, and the ones with a star mark are the ones which are significant at the 0.05 level. So the difference between young and the middle group, the young age group and the middle age group, on this dependent variable, I need to know statistics for data journalism, is significant, and the value is 0.522. So that is a difference in mean between young teachers and middle-aged teachers. So middle-aged teachers have smaller need or a lesser need to know statistics for data journalism. There is no difference or no statistical difference between young and senior teachers, as we can see here. It is not statistically significant. So there is no difference between the young and the senior group, but there is a difference between young and the middle group. And if we see that, the difference between the senior and the middle group is also strong. So if we see here the middle and the senior, so that is also statistically significant. So we can see here that there is a difference between young and middle and between senior and middle, and there is no difference between the young and senior groups. So this is a very, very important finding through this ANOVA analysis. And if we see the means plot, this tells us the entire thing more visually. So it tells us that the young and the senior, they have roughly the same means on this dependent variable that I need to know statistics for data journalism. But there is a significant difference between the middle age group. So the middle age group is different from the young group and also from the senior group. So these are very important findings from the ANOVA test. There's another way of doing the ANOVA test, that is through analyze, general linear model, then we go for univariate. We have the same things here. I need to know statistics, so this has already been populated here. The fixed factors is the group that you want to find out, or the group that we want to find out whether the means are different or not. Post hoc tests, what post hoc tests we require, so the same list is available here. So we are doing the same, Ben-Ferroni and Gabriel, and there are other options. So whether we want descriptive statistics, whether we want estimate of effect size, so these are the additional values we get through this GLM test. And if we continue and we press OK, we'll get the same result, the ones that we saw before. So for the age group, it's significant, and the F value as before is 5.6, and the comparisons are also similar to what we got earlier. So ANOVA is a very, very important test and a very useful test to find out the difference in means between 3 or more groups. Thanks for staying along, friends. As always, it was a delight having you here. I'll be back with another video very soon. Till then, have a great time.